Good evening, everybody. My name is Amanda DeWeese. I am with Chernoff Newman. It's a communications agency for this project. And we want to thank you for joining us this evening for the McMullen Creek Tributary to Quail Hollow Wastewater System Improvements public meeting. Tonight, we are specifically going to be sharing some information about the Rosemary to Sharon Hills rehabilitation work that'll be kicking off in the coming weeks. As I mentioned, my name is Amanda DeWeese, and I'm going to run through kind of the agenda. Jason, thank you. So for the project, we are going to go to the first, talk about the project team members and everybody that's involved. We'll go into the project overview, what everybody can expect to gain from this, the goals of the project, and then going into the construction details and timeline, which I'm sure as residents and property owners, that's what's of interest to everybody. At the end, we will take some questions and have some time for Q&A if there are any. At the bottom of your screen as participant, you can see that there is a Q&A feature, a button. If you just click on that, you can submit your question to us and we will make sure that we answer it when we get to that part in our presentation. Jason, if you go to the next slide. So Chernoff Newman, you can see at the end, we are the communications firm that works to help communicate everything that's happening on the project with the residents and the stakeholders in the community. I'm going to throw it over to Tesha, who is with Charlotte Water.
Hi, my name is Tesha Ukiyoga. I'm a senior engineering project manager with Charlotte Water, and I am the project manager for this project. I'll take it over to Matt. Matt?
Hey everybody, my name is Matt Butler. I represent Atlantic Coast Contractors. We are the design builder and the general contractor represented on the project. And I'll introduce Jason Dorn with Gavel and Dorn Engineering.
Thanks, Matt. I am Jason Dorn. I'm with Gavel and Dorn Engineering, and so I'm the project manager of the engineering team working on this design build project. And I'm going to get right into the presentation, beginning with the goals of this project. First of all, they are to improve and upgrade the wastewater collection system that over time has gotten worn and due to high usage and also natural and man-made obstructions. We also have the objective of increasing wastewater capacity to meet future needs where that's necessary. A big goal is to reduce the risk of sanitary overflows, sewer overflows, which can occur, say, if you have a collapse of the pipe and the blockage and thus the sewer escapes and potentially gets into the creek, which brings us to our last goal, which is to protect the water quality in McMullen Creek by keeping the sanitary sewer in the sanitary sewer system and separate from stormwater. To be clear, we are only addressing the sanitary sewer system in this project. We're not dealing with any drainage issues or any creek improvements, nothing of that nature. This overview of the project has two major components. The first component that we're talking about tonight is the Rosemary to Sharon Hills sanitary sewer rehab, where the upcoming work will consist of port repairs and CIPP or cured in place pipelining, which I'll talk about more later, of sewers that are located in the streets, the public rights of way, or construction easements, where we'll be basically replacing the pipe and rehabilitating also the manholes. So we'll end up with a comprehensive fix of the entire sewer system. The other major element of the project is what we're calling the Quail Hollow branch wastewater work, which we're currently in design. And over there, we are looking to replace the existing pipeline to upsize it to increase capacity. This graphic is an overview of the project area. To get your bearings, this is obviously the golf course. Glen Eagles Road is coming through east to west, and on the west side of the property is Park Road. Major elements include the McMullen Creek trunk sewer, which is a parallel pipeline that follows the creek, as most sewers do. Think of that as the sewer highway conveying wastewater down to the wastewater treatment plant. And then we have these collector lines that feed into it. To the red line is the sewer located on the west side of the golf course, and that's the second part of our project. But today, we're focused on this yellow area here, the Rosemary to Sharon Hills rehab area. This graphic is a zoom in on that particular area. It should look familiar to folks. Rosemary Road's up here, Glen Eagles is down here. What we are showing is the existing pipe network with these green lines. So that's the sanitary sewer system in the neighborhood. These white dots are the manholes. And so you can see the sewer is located in the street and also between houses and along the creek behind houses. So this is where we'll be working. We've been working on this project for some time to get to this point, and this graphic or this slide is summarizing what we've done so far. We've done surveying, we've identified underground utilities, we've performed flow metering where we've actually installed flow meters in the pipe to quantify how much flow is coming down the pipe for capacity. We've performed geotechnical investigations to figure out what the conditions are underground. Is there rock? Is the soil suitable for construction? We've performed closed circuit television inspections of the pipe, where we actually run a robotic camera through the pipe network to identify defects so we know where the problems are so that we can address them. We're also in the process of designing new pipelines that applies more to what's going on the west side of the project. And finally, we've acquired easements and are in the process of acquiring more easements to facilitate construction. The next few slides kind of attempt to give you a flavor for what construction is going to look like for the residents. This slide summarizes the major construction activities. First of all, beginning with mobilization, which is bringing equipment and material to the site, clearing of the easements, lane road closures and detours around active work areas. At times, there will be loud machinery running to be aware of. There will be construction traffic of various types at various times. There is potential for odors, which I will talk about on the next slide. And in general, we don't anticipate impacting your service more than an hour at a time. So in general, service will be continued during construction. This slide is kind of highlighting some things that as a resident you can do to facilitate the project for you and also help us achieve a successful project. The first one relates to odors. The curing process of the cure-to-place pipe, while it's active, has the potential to release odors, and those odors have the potential to get in the house. And what we ask you to do to minimize that potential is to please pour a gallon of water into floor drains, toilets, and sinks when the work begins, and that will trap the odors and keep it in the sewer system and out of your house. In particular, think about that sink or sewer that you haven't, or bathroom that you haven't used in a long time. That's generally what happens is people forget that they have a floor drain somewhere, and we ask that you pour water in that, and that'll keep the odors out of your house, and that'll be a good thing. Service during construction, we ask that as much as you can, please limit your use to the sewer system when you see the crews are active on your street or in your area. We would ask that if you could delay maybe doing laundry until after work's complete, showers, things of that nature. That'll help help things go smoothly. So we would appreciate that help from customers. The timeline for the project, we're going to get starting next week. We expect the project to take anywhere from 6 to 8 months to fully wrap up. However, there will be down periods at various times during construction. It's just the nature of this type of work. It's necessarily phased. So there will be times when things won't be going on, but we'll be communicating continuously to keep you up to date on where we're at. The Quail Hollow branch wastewater work is expected to begin in mid to late 2021. The next few slides are just photos, trying to give you a little bit more information as to what to expect during construction. This is of a construction project somewhere else, but it's similar type work of point repairs. Basically, we expose a short section of the pipe. As I said, we've performed a CCTV inspection, so we know where those defects are. So we dig down on that short section of pipe. We won't be exposing long runs of pipe at one time. Dig down on it, replace the pipe, backfill with stone and soil, and typically have it put back together by the end of the day. That is everything except paving. So you will see pavement cuts out there and some patches as we work our way through the neighborhood. This slide is just trying to illustrate and explain a little bit what I mean about CIPP, that acronym, cured in place pipe. Basically what that is, or what it is a fiberglass sock, for lack of a better word, that's been saturated with an epoxy resin. And so it's flexible. And what we do is we invert that or pull that into the existing pipe and inflate it and heat it up with water. And that process causes the pipe material to cure. It takes a couple hours to happen. That's when the potential for odors are there. Once it's cured, basically what we have is a new pipe within the existing pipe. So when we're done, we'll basically have a new sewer system. So the benefit of this for you is that we won't be digging up the sewers all over the neighborhood. We don't have to do that to restore the pipe network. We can use the cured in place pipe. This is some photos of a CIPP crew, just to give you a feel for what sort of equipment you can anticipate seeing. We have a variety of trucks out here. We have pumps and water, and they're setting up over a manhole, introducing the felt liner. They have a box truck here that contains the liner. The liner has to come in on a refrigerated truck, and then they're set up over a manhole while it cures. So that's the notice that there's no excavation going on. There's no excavation equipment here. With that, that's an overview of the construction project. I'm going to turn it back to Amanda to cover communications.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. I know, many of you, if you're watching this, that you've obviously gotten mailers from us before. We will continue to share information with all the residents and people that are impacted by the project throughout the project. This is not the last time you'll hear from us, and that is for sure. Our project webpage, you can go to Charlotte Water and find it on there by the projects, or you can go to the shortened URL we've created, which is /CLT-WaterQH. Always, if you have questions, specific questions about the project, and you can't find answers on the website, we encourage you to reach out to project contact, Tesha, who spoke a little bit earlier, and her information's on there and also on the project webpage. We will continue with those mailers and door hangers as needed to let you know that construction is coming, and certain potential impacts or directives we may ask of you throughout the next 8 months of the project. Homeowner and neighborhood associations, if there's contacts that you want to share with us to make sure that we're keeping everybody in the loop, please let us know. And next door, the Charlotte Water will be sharing information as needed through next door posts. So that lots of ways to stay up to date and in the loop of the project. And if you go to the next slide, I believe we have a placeholder there for some questions. And in looking, it does not look like we've received any questions, but certainly if there's questions at any point, we do encourage everybody to reach out to Tesha and let us know, and we will get you answers. Thank you for joining us, and we will have this video posted on the website.